me move to a small IOC. They say it's a small I, but in our eyes, you are now a big I in Nigeria, a big IOC. Well, Aradel is one of the success stories in the industry. They are a couple, and it's very encouraging and shows that the new deal opportunities for deals, that these new opportunities can be harnessed to move Nigeria forward. So, Gbite, please, I'd like to come to you to say that NCDMB is here. We are in their house. All the fathers and grandfathers of NCDMB are here. So how can the NCDMB further support local operators, not just to churn out people, but to actually accomplish the operational goals for which they are set up for? How can NCDMB do that? What points are they not hitting?
Thank you very much, Ayono, and it's a pleasure to be here on this panel. Thanks to NCDMB for doing this every year. Aradel pioneered what we know today as divestments. And I'm saying that very mildly. It was in 2000 that we negotiated the first set of marginal fields, and that was divestment from Chevron, then Gulf Oil. And fast forward to today, as Nigerian company, 100% Nigerian workforce, we've demonstrated what is possible, leveraging that as a frontier of opportunity. Listed on the Nigerian Stock Exchange, market cap as of today is 2.2 trillion. That speaks about what is possible. For us, and I think not just for us as Aradel, for us as a country, divestment is a positive development. Divestment is not something we should be scared about. It's a natural evolution. And it's happening in all climes that have reached maturity. If you go to the North Sea today, if you go to the Gulf of Mexico, you don't see the big IOCs playing there anymore. What you see is a motley crowd of independents that are taking the reins, because the sort of rewards and risk that are inherent in those matured basins now are not of the sort that whet the appetite of the IOCs. IOCs are naturally disposed to big balance sheets, heavy technology ventures, and so you see them moving to frontiers while they then divest from mature opportunities. So for us in Nigeria, the divestment is a welcome opportunity. It is not because the reserves have disappeared from our geographical basin. They are still there. But we are now beset with a myriad of issues, above ground issues, that have sort of curtailed the capacity of the international oil companies to respond to them. Let me put it this way. The issues are too local for the international oil companies to deal with. And for us as independents, we should embrace that challenge because we're local enough to rise up to the challenge of those local issues. For us as a country, the biggest challenge that we need, or that we need to overcome now as we seek to reflate our economy, is incremental production. And the shortest path to incremental production are in the onshore assets that are being divested. So it's not something we should run away from. It's something we should embrace. And today we see quite a number of marginal field operators, quite a number of independent companies like ourselves that are doing their bits in order to bring the much needed production from those terrain. So for us, divestment represents an opportunity to do more than what we're doing and contribute that incremental production, which then leads to incremental national revenue, which strengthens the supply of dollars and helps the foreign exchange rate. NCDMB has been doing phenomenally well, and I don't think you will expect me to say anything different from that here in Yenagoa. If I do, I'm not living here. So NCDMB have been doing fantastically well, but I'm not saying that in a patronizing way. The statistics speak for themselves. Year after year, when we come in here, we witness increasing quantum of the deepening of national content in our operations, in our extractive industry. And today we are the pride that the entire continent is looking at and saying, can we model ourselves to be like Nigeria is practicing Nigerian content? I'm privy to how NCDMB presentations are given in Angola, are given in Namibia, and everybody is applauding us. So NCDMB has done very well. And that very well has meant that they've kept the dual track of deepening capacity on the operator side, but also deepening capacity on the service provider side. And for that, we should thank them. Anything I say beyond now is just Oliver Twist asking for more. And I will ask for more. I will ask for more because if there is anything we on the operator side would like to see more of, and I'm not saying this doesn't exist, but would like to see more of it, is the collaboration between the operators and NCDMB in sanctioning projects. The window of opportunity we have for our investments to make sense is very narrow. And with passage of time, when you delay in making an investment decision, variables change. And by the time you are getting off on the wrong way, you then find out that your investment has been challenged by moving variables. We strongly believe that what we're seeing in more recent times, which is an increasing collaboration, please, Abayomi, don't lose it. That's the way for us to go. How we can cut the chase to have our contracts sanctioned expeditiously in such a way that it can help us with addressing this incremental production. You've done exceptionally well in protecting the interests of the indigenous service companies. For those of us who are on the operator side, I think is that speed of execution, speed of approval, without lowering the standards, without compromising on your regulatory checks. I think that's one thing that we'll ask for that gives us the edge as we continue to try and create more incremental production from the assets under our purview.
You have been a recipient of a divestment of a deal made a long time ago, and we can see the success of that. So as an indigenous company, it would be also nice to hear your own what you can showcase as local content, building local content in terms of the achievements that you've made. What you have done to get you this far, what local content has been part of that journey. Thanks.
So local content had been a core part of how we have journeyed to where we are at today. As at this instant in time that I'm speaking, I can comfortably say 98% of services that we procure are from indigenous local contractors. The balance 2% is just in case there is anyone that I'm missing. And I will give specific instances. We just, in the last 2 years, we've drilled 5 development rigs, 5 development works, and 3 workovers, and they've all been done by indigenous local service providers. It's a key tenet of our procurement process. Anybody that will do work with us must be NCDMB certified. And it's not just because we're afraid of the hammer of NCDMB. We strongly believe this is the only way to continue to retain value locally. Every major service that we procure today are done for us by indigenous service providers. And as I look into the ore, I can see many faces of, I don't call them our contractors, I call them our partners who have worked with us and continue to help us in our journey. And the future is going to be more of the same. We are irrevocably committed to partnering with indigenous contractors that have proven themselves. They will go through the normal tender process, they will go through our technical evaluation, they will go through commercial, and we'll work with them to make sure that they deliver. This is on top of the fact that even the company itself, by the fact we have today, is 100% from top to bottom Nigerian workforce. And we've done that sustainably for the last part of the last 2 decades. So we're committed to that. The journey for the future is a journey that requires an active partnership between operators and service providers. And we believe the more of the service providers whether you call them contractors or vendors that we give opportunity to, the more we deepen the capacity locally that can serve not only our own needs, but can serve the needs of others as well. So we remain committed to that. We have very strong credentials along that line. We just started a process where we are bringing in young graduates, young talents into the company because we're also growing our own timber. We just completed the 1 year of development for the first batch of 25. Fantastic, distinguished, excellent, brilliant young Nigerians from different walks of life, cutting across different affirmative areas of gender, of region, and all of that. And again, that remains the future for us. Talented Nigerians, brilliant Nigerians, whether in terms of the workforce or in terms of the service contractors, a partnership that continues to help us in our own journey, but that continues to also deepen the availability of that capacity for the industry. That is the Aradel story. Thank you, NCDMB, for all you have done to enable us to this point. Thank you for what you are doing now, and thank you for what you will do after now. Thank you.